What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another addicted fishing video. Today, me and 𝗙𝗘𝗟 are kayaked up and we're headed into glory, into the toilet bowl, on to freedom. And we're going to catch a spring chinook in our kayak for the very first time. We had these old town kayaks. You guys have been seeing them in a lot of videos, but I've mainly been trout fishing in them. So today we decided, heck, there's nothing else to do. It's windy and rainy and gross. Why not go sit on a kayak all day and try to catch a spring chinook salmon in it? So that's the goal. That's where we're headed, right over there. Bound for glory. When we pulled in, there was fish on in almost every single boat. So I have a good feeling about this. We got our short bus flashers on. We have our short bus spinners, and we got some shrimp. And that should be the key to getting us an amazing dinner for tonight. Let's go do it. All the joys of preparation here. So I got 3 different kinds of coonies here that I'm gonna try throughout the day. I'm gonna get those set up. And I'm going real basic on my setup here. I got a smile blade on here. Very simple smile blade, 3 beads, and a coonie hanging off the back end of that. First one's first. I'm gonna go with my greasy coonies. I put a little scent in these. I'm gonna put a little bit more even to dump some more of that juice out. And I'm gonna put my Addicted Winter Chrome blend in there. Has some really nice additives to it. And I'm gonna shake that bad boy up. For behind the flasher like this, like the ones that are a little more crimped up like this, a little more bent over. I'm gonna go 1 hook right through the fleshy part, and that should fish. That should get us going. I got my flasher in over here. Got a pretty good thump going. I'm gonna start out at like 25. I don't know the depth out here. We're gonna figure it out quickly. Start off at 25 feet here. Hope everybody's aware on how savage of a bite this is going to be in this little kayak. It's going to be so up close and personal. I can't wait. This is going to be cool. All right, we're going in for pass number 1. This could get real. This could get real. I'm just going to jockey right in for position here. So you're right around all these guys. What's up, Dad? You. See if we can do this on the first pass, everybody. Oh, there's another kayaker. There's a fellow kayaker with a fish in the net. Fellow kayaker with a fish in the net. This is a good sign. Fellow kayakers with fish in the net. This guy looks like a G. Oh, he's a total G. Should we give him the kayaker wave? We all know the kayaker wave out there. It's one of these. Not so much like this. You don't want to break your wrist. It's one of these. I didn't have the GoPro on for it, but I totally did it. I gave him the wave. Okay, first real pass into the good stuff. Going with a different cure this time. Different scent. Trying a little bit of everything here. Oh no. Okay, here it goes, everybody. Here it goes. It's getting real out here right now. You! It's like a little snap of hogs there. Little. Nice.
That's how we get it done.
Yeah. Missed out on a pretty hot bite there. Snagged up. Okay, newly retied. I'm going with a heavier lead this time. I'm gonna go with I think this is a 16. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 16. Get me down, keep me right under my boat. That way I'm not worried about getting snagged with anybody again. I put a little bit bigger smile blade on there, and I went a little one better. Put a wedding ring in there. Since I'm not married, I might as well throw a ring around. Can't wear one, so let's go do this. Move that little guy right there. That little guy, he's gonna do the trick. Okay, here it goes, everybody. We're back in the game. Back in the game. There's nets in the air down there. It's getting real out here. The key is to not get frustrated. When you're in a high intensity situation like this, where one, you're kind of out of your element being in a kayak. Obviously I have a big boat that I could take out here, but the fun of today was trying it in the kayak. But then also being in such a high pressure area with so many people going on, it is best to just stay calm and not get frustrated and mad. Getting frustrated and mad will, one, kick you out of a bite usually. It'll get you in fights with people. It'll make you grumpy, and nobody's out here to be grumpy. Everybody should be here having fun. So I'm gonna do my best to not get grumpy. Everybody else is having fun, catching fish. It's gonna be my turn soon enough. Nice, brother. Super hot bite going on. Super hot bite right now, everybody. Fish, 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 fish. Damn it. Oh man, I almost grabbed it. I'm glad I didn't. I would have kicked myself. There's no way to throttle up with this thing. I panicked. Bite number one, the new setup worked. I want a little bit bigger smiley, heavier lead. Instantly got a fish. He came off though. I better, right before I make this next turn, I better check if I have a coon shrimp. Wet. It's getting wetter and wetter out here. The wind's starting to blow a little bit more. I've seen probably, I don't know, half dozen fish caught, maybe more just in the last few minutes and this whole time I've been here. So I'm just waiting, patiently waiting my turn, changing my coon shrimp out. I'm gonna stick with my smile blade. I don't think in a situation like this when there's not a lot of people hooking up, it doesn't really have so much to do with your presentation as far as color and stuff. It's more of just being in there, being in that zone when the fish are biting. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna keep doing these little short laps here, keep it simple, keep it real. Hopefully it turns out to fish. What time it really is it's snack time. I brought some of my world famous and absolutely delish smoked salmon with me today. Wait till you see the stuff, you guys. I've been bragging to my friends for days now, looking at these pieces of meat. Look at this piece, everybody. Can we please admire? I'm gonna break it open for you. Holy smokes. That is the best smoked salmon I've ever made in my life. Well, that is what we're out here for. This is the spring chinook I caught in a previous episode. Just threw it in the smoker a couple days ago. I'll take that back, it was last night. Wow, that was so good. That's the plan, is to do a special smoke recipe, a little bit more of a primitive style here on this episode. And it should be really, really good. Let's go, Dave. Thank you, man. Good job.
I love your dog, dude.
He's not loving it today, I'm sure.
I'm always like, am I watching these videos for Jordan or fishing with a damn dog?
Yeah, I hooked my first one at 41.
Right when you went to grab it, it's not done.
Yeah. Got this update. Still no fish. Lots of fish getting caught around me. I found them on magic depth. Talking to a buddy who's getting them good, and it looks like they're all getting them at a specific depth. So I'm gonna stick at that specific depth. I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't want to give it away, but hopefully it'll change my game here. There's people who can fish every pass, so I'm gonna keep on it, keep focused, keep changing my bait. And we're gonna be heading to a different area tomorrow. That's where I'm gonna do my cooking for a Stay Fishy video. And if you guys don't know what Stay Fishy is, that's the other channel that I have. It's just me and Little. It's more adventures, kind of like this. A little bit less about fishing, more about camping and friends and fun and having a good time. So fingers crossed. I feel good about this. Oh, there's another one hooked up in front of me. Patience, patience. There we go. Woo! Woo, in the trout net. Woo. That was fast paced, everybody. Didn't get a whole lot of time to talk about that one, but that's ours. It's going home. Into the trout net he goes. Wow, that was a long, hard day, you guys. I am drenched. Little's cold. I'm cold. We've been out here for like 5 hours, and there's been nothing short of 40 fish caught around us. I was starting to get discouraged. I put the original bait that I got bit on before on the green smile blade, and look what I got. Look what we got. Just look at the size of this fish, everybody. You can see here that fin is clipped. Just a beautiful chinook salmon. I am so proud of myself right now. We did it. We got our kayak fish, our very first one ever. What a freaking privilege. Just an absolute beauty of a chinook. First one ever in the kayak. Oh, that feels so good, ladies and gentlemen. That felt so good. What a long, hard fought day. But we did it. Mission accomplished. Little loves the fish. So status update. We're doing a little swapperoo here. Sean Zill's gonna take over my kayak because it's the only one with the rod holder at this point, and he's gonna try to get his fish. What do you think, Sean?
Get it.
Brutal day. Yeah. Brutal freaking day out here for us, you guys. We've been trying really hard. Sean's been just trolling around at a Magnum Wigglewort the whole day, and I've been working my butt off to try to get one on the short bus flasher and everything. So we did it. I'm gonna get this fish bled out and head back to the boat ramp, get this thing tagged, and then go smoke some fish. Woohoo! Oh, everybody, I cannot even begin to explain how rewarding of an experience this has been. That was a butt kicker. I was starting to feel down on myself. Like I said many times already today, I did not feel good about what was going on out there. A lot of people catching fish. I didn't feel like I was really fishing effectively. I didn't have a depth finder on this thing, so I was kind of winging it. But with the help of some fellow addicts, some good friends, and persistence and going in that stinking circle over and over again, and then eventually finally connecting with the fish of our dreams back there, makes for a perfect day. So I'm gonna beach it. Sean's gonna keep fishing. Hopefully he gets one. Hopefully we're jumping right next to the next clip of him reeling one in. But if not, we're gonna load up, head back home, and start packing for tomorrow's adventure, which is where we're gonna smoke this fish. So stick along for that. You guys are gonna love this smoking recipe. It's gonna be delish. It's gonna look a lot like some of that fish I showed you earlier here. So you're gonna wanna know this recipe, and you're gonna wanna hold it in your back pocket for forever, because it's delicious. Let's hit the bank. Let's get in the truck and warm up. Good luck, Sean.
Fish. Got one, guys. Woo. This is a lot harder in a kayak, especially by yourself. No!
Damn it!
Just came off.
Damn it. Here, let me see the keys. Ah, didn't take long though.
Oh! No fish for me.
Okay, so we got our fish chunked out, and I like to do it in these little loin pieces like you see this. I kind of I almost eighth out a fillet, where I take each of the veins down, I go through each of the sections of meat, and I get these perfect little chunks, and that way my brine can take to that meat a little bit better, and I get a really even smoke, so that I can put the same size thickness pieces on each shelf and get that even cook throughout the whole distribution of the smoker while I do it. So tomorrow's goal is going to be to build our own little smoker, so you guys stick around for that. I'm going to go inside and get this brined up. I'll show you my secret brine, and then we're going to see how this turns out, see if it turns out like the fish we tried today. So I started this recipe off with the brine, a little bit of teriyaki sauce. I like a bit more of a runny teriyaki sauce usually, but my main secret ingredient for this whole recipe is the Worcestershire sauce. This is, in my opinion, what makes my smoked fish so good and adds such a great flavor in it. Allows you to, this is more of a wet brine. It's a semi-wet, semi-dry brine, but what's gonna happen basically is all this salt and the salt that's in the teriyaki and that's in the Worcestershire is gonna pull the moisture out of the fish and create that moist brine that you're gonna see in here. So I'm gonna do the 2 wet ones first, then I'm gonna do just my normal kosher salt. I like that kosher salt because it's bigger grains. Gets a little bit more of a fuller flavor to it. And I'm gonna season it, again, kind of not much more than if I was just seasoning it to cook in the oven or on the barbecue. Get a good layer of seasoning over that. I'm gonna go with a little garlic seasoning, with garlic, little parsley, little onion powder. Basically nothing that I wouldn't use already just to cook it and eat it if I was just gonna cook it in the oven. So I don't go too crazy on it. It might look like I'm doing a lot here, but a lot of this is gonna come off in the process as it gets moist in there and it starts to roll around with all this sugar. So now that I got that process done, one last little additive, and it's my Ghost Scream smoked salt. This, in my opinion, is probably what lights this off the most. It gives it a very nice kick, a great flavor. I'm doing the backbones and collars in this one. I'm doing a lot of the belly pieces in this one here. And then I'm doing most of my backs and my thick pieces in here. Now, last but not least, I'm gonna take my dark brown sugar and completely cover this thing so there's no one home. Take that, crush it up, make sure all those pieces get covered evenly. Obviously there's going to be quite a bit fall down into the cracks, but you just want to make sure that that gets nice and covered on that first try so that it gets a good soak as it does that initial soak. And the thing about this is you're going to turn these fillets over, you're going to turn these chunks that I've created over into this brine skin up in about 24 hours or so. So I'm going to let this sit out for a little bit, let it stay at room temperature, let that salt soak in, and I'm going to put it in the fridge for about 24 hours. Tomorrow morning I'm going to flip all these skin side up, meat side down, and leave it for about another 24 to 48 hours, depending on how much time that you have. The longer the brine, in my opinion, if you can get 3 days or so, 2 or more days on this fish, that brine takes even better, and you're going to see how this looks when it comes out. It's almost going to look like it's already ready to eat. All right, everybody, we made it off the water and into the woods, and now it's time to smoke some fish. What I'm gonna do for this video is I'm gonna make a natural little smoker, and I'm really gonna enjoy doing this with you guys, so I wanna see some comments below on what you think about this. We're gonna kind of do like a primitive style, and it's gonna taste really good, 1, and 2, it's just gonna be kind of fun. It's kind of that holistic way of enjoying a fish, being able to cook it and eat it out in Mother Nature after experiencing a great day on the water. But to start this off, we're gonna need some alder wood. So I'm up in the woods and I'm looking for a dead tree, one that's actually not necessarily standing up because you can't fall standing trees, but something that is like this one here. You see this is, so there's the difference in between these trees. We have some fir trees right next to us, we have some maple trees, and then we have alders. And the way you can really tell the alder away from the maple is the smaller leaves. You can see how this one has these small round leaves, and then if we go over just a little bit farther, let's see here, go over here just a little bit, you'll see these other leaves that are on these are these actual maples. So the 2 different trees are very specific, and we want to stick with the alder because it has that nicest taste, and it's going to give that fish an amazing flavor from that alder smoke. So let's find us some wood. That smells nice, and you can really tell it's alder by that red hue. You'll see when I actually chop this stuff up, it'll have that discoloration and that kind of red color to it, and that's how we know it's alder, plus by the smell. Let's load it up. go build us a smoker. Well, this spot looks pretty good for smoking fish. How about that view? Okay, so the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna build our little alder fire. I'm gonna make a nice little round of rocks to kind of kill the wind. It's a little windy on this point, but I wanted a place that I could sit and hang out and chill while this fish smoke. And I think it's gonna make this fish taste that much better with the view. So I'm gonna build my little rock pit. I'm gonna add this in between my rocks, and then I'm gonna cover that little fire up so that it keeps that smoking. And I don't wanna get it too incredibly hot. I don't want this fish to actually cook too quickly. I want it to actually get a good smoke to it. So let's get this thing built. I'm gonna try to make this like an earth oven style. And if you guys haven't seen any of our earth oven videos, I did 2 different ones on Stay Fishy Adventures, which is my other page, where you can actually go, and I actually built an oven out of earth. It's not just a catchy name. And I cooked some stuff inside of it. So I'm gonna use that same kind of idea for this, but this time it's gonna be a smoker. So I'm gonna make a nice little round of rocks, make a couple of layers almost, and then I'm gonna add my grate in between. Gotta make sure to not make this too big so my grate won't reach. Shallow this thing up a little bit. Get myself a good place to stack. So you can see now what I mean about that alder. It's got that really nice rich red color mixed into it. Smells wonderful. It's gonna give this fish a great flavor, and this is already gonna be the most amazing flavored fish ever because it's spring chinook. And really, there's just no other way to smoke a fish other than with alder. It's how native people around this area have been eating fish and smoking and preserving their fish for thousands of years. So it's almost an honor to be doing it, and it'd almost be a sin not to use the alder. So we're gonna get our fire stoked up. I'm gonna get kind of a good bed of coals, but then I'm gonna put some of the wetter pieces of wood on top of that so we can really get that smoke rolling. Then I'm gonna add my grate inside, add a little cover. I think I'm just gonna use a piece of wood over here and let this stuff start smoking. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw the fish while it was kicking. Look at it when it's dead. Ooh, scrumptious. Like my man Gollum said, it's tasty, it's scrumptious. Let's get this stuff on the fire. See, it's been about 2.5 hours. Ooh, she got even a little too hot for me, but I like it. We're looking really good. I'm gonna take this out, everybody. It's time to unveil the finished product. A couple of sticks. I'll wedge them in here. Look at how beautiful that is, everyone. Now that is a thing of beauty. One thing for myself, I don't really like to eat my smoked fish while it's still warm, so I'm gonna plate this stuff up. I'm gonna put it back in the Tupperware and let it cool off. And a lot of times I'll even let it sit on the smoker overnight and cool down with that nighttime temperature. It'll give it that nice, beautiful glaze to it, and it kind of adds to that flavor, allows that juice to kind of suck back into the meat, and just makes it a completely well-rounded experience when you get to enjoy this beautiful spring chinook. So it's been an awesome adventure, and I'm so glad that you guys came along on this. I want to see some comments below on what you guys thought of this kayak adventure. I know I love my Old Town kayak, and I've been having a lot of fun fishing in it, and to be able to share my very first salmon with you guys was an honor. And it was a really cool experience being in there in the mix with all the other boats in the toilet bowl and still coming home with my fish. Oh, look who wants some fish. Do you approve? Do you approve? Yeah. Wiggle nubs. Well, everybody, I hope you really enjoyed this video today. If you want to see more fun videos just like this one, go up here and click this link to this next video. Go down here, hit subscribe, turn those bells on, hit that thumbs up for us, and comment below throughout the video, and you could be the comment of the day, just like this person right here. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. You stay fishy. We'll see you out there.